Welcome back, brothers and sisters. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 6 ideas for a city-themed stronghold that you could use in your campaign, but I'm also announcing my next upcoming Kickstarter, the Dune Stronghold. It's part of Zine Quest, which is something on Kickstarter every February, specifically for the TTRPG community, to launch a softcover zine. If you don't know what a zine is, it's like this, just a paperback book that's kind of like DIY sort of vibe. It's not meant to be a whole big massive book or anything like that. And mine, the Dune Stronghold, is going to be a zine full of random tables to help you generate strongholds in cities, in jungles, arctic tundras, deserts, but it's also going to include tables for what is beneath the stronghold, what kind of dungeon might be there, what are the current inhabitants, what are some random NPC visitors that show up, like a pilgrimage or, a baron who needs to use this keep as part of a war that's going on in the kingdom, all that kind of stuff to help you run an adventure all about a stronghold. So, I'm really excited to announce it. The pre-launch page is down in the description, so you can go follow it, be one of the first to back it, because there will be an early bird sort of discounted special. So please, go do that, and then come back, because I'm about to share 6 city-themed strongholds. Let us pray. Also, I'm going to be looking away from the camera a lot. I'm reading them from my laptop where I'm working on it, so just be patient, I guess. I don't know. The city stronghold, idea number 1, could be an abandoned warehouse previously used to smuggle arcane weapons of mass destruction. The radioactive fallout has proven too expensive for the city to clean up, so your characters could go down to the dock district or the warehouse district, and if they can use their magics in some way, or if they have some sort of item, or could seek out an NPC who could help them, they can clean out this weapons depot that was illegally used to transport like arcane bombs or something like that. Maybe one went off in the city and there's just a crater. Well, that would destroy the warehouse. So no, they would need to have just been leaking this radioactive arcane magical energies, but who knows what's inside. It's very Chernobyl-esque here. Like, there's all kinds of rumors amongst the common folk of what was going on in there. Were they doing just weapons, or was this part of a super soldier program? What caused the weapons to fall out and start leaking their magics? Was it a conspiracy run by the government? Was it an enemy saboteur who came in and caused it? And what happened to the people who were using this in the first place? Like, are they all in prison? Oh my gosh, here's a cool idea. Maybe the only way to clean out this radioactive magical energies is to sneak into the prison and either break out the people responsible for it all happening, or just communicating with them. You just need to talk to them to learn what needs to be done. What's the science behind it all? So a very cool sort of espionage vibe with that stronghold. City stronghold number 2. It could be the oldest shipyard, which no sailor has stepped foot in for decades. Once it was discovered, any ship repaired there never returned from its next voyage. So a shipyard, if you don't know, is like the building where ships are repaired. It's not just the whole dock, it's not the whole port or anything, it's a specific structure. So if you want to do a seafaring nautical themed campaign, this is a perfect one, because it's like how you could start the campaign, right? Hey, you guys want to go out and hunt pirates or explore islands? That's great, but you're going to need a place to dock your ship and repair it and fix it. And what better place than this old shipyard that nobody wants anything to do with because it's supposedly cursed? But of course, then your characters are going to have to figure out, like, well, we don't want our ship to sink like as soon as we go out, so we're gonna have to uncover what the cause of this curse is and how do we undo it, how do we cleanse this place, and then you can start expanding out from the stronghold. So not only does it repair ships, but it can fortify them, it can add weapons to them, it can create magical sails that use trapped air elementals, all kinds of crazy things like that. But I would think of ideas of what's causing this curse could be like very Pirates of the Caribbean 2 Davy Jones-esque, right? Some sort of dragon turtle or a kraken has a grudge against the person who built this dockyard because they kept sending ships out to hunt them. So now they just came in, destroyed the dockyard, or like put a curse on it, and then went out into the water. So anytime a ship launches from it, they kind of get that like echolocation style Aquaman sort of thing where they're like, oh, there's my next target. City stronghold number 3 could be the city library's east wing that was badly damaged and its records nearly destroyed in their entirety by a targeted arson attack. Scholars are selling the ruined plot to refurbish the west wing. So this is a cool one where the party isn't just getting like their own completely separate building, but it's actually sort of attached in a way to the rest of the library. So if you have a group that has a lot of wizards or just like our scholarly based characters who want to learn the lore of your world, they want to uncover every secret they possibly can about this place. First of all, hey, very lucky for you to have that kind of group, but also this is a great place for them to do that because they do have their own little private area here to build up their own sanctum sanctorum, right? All this what remains of its records, maybe it's part of the purchase, right? They're so damaged that the scholars of the library are like, we just need to focus on fixing what's left. We're selling not only this burned down building or what remains of it, but also all of the magical records that are inside. So hey, maybe your players, if they want to put in the effort to sift through the ashes and rebuild this place, they're gonna find some spell scrolls, they're gonna find maps that are gonna take them off on adventures, they're gonna find dark secrets about your world and the city, and then they have this order of scribes who they can take it to and ask for their information or their expertise on it to help set them up for success when it comes to pursuing these leads. City stronghold number 4 could be the private estate of a fabulously wealthy and publicly despised adventurer whose spirit supposedly still haunts the grounds following their murder. Now, they weren't actually killed, they're not even dead, instead they're just the living victim of a vampiric curse. So, lots of cool moving parts here. First of all, you have the haunted mansion in the city that the party can go explore and maybe see like the ghostly figure of the supposedly dead adventurer kind of moving in the windows. They hear all of the horrible things that maybe this person did to acquire their wealth, or all the horrible things that they now do in their ghostly form. And hey, if there's rumors about this person being murdered, then the party can try and maybe look into those people, right? Like, who would want an adventurer dead? But that's just all of like the stuff leading up to it. Once they've actually gone in and started discovering the truth of this place, there's a couple different ways you could go with it. Are they going to have to fight and kill this vampired adventurer to claim this estate as their own? Or maybe, and I think more interestingly, what if they could this person could become their patron? They have all of this money that they've hidden away, and they're only willing to give it to the party and help them in their adventures if they cure their vampirism. So the party has like a vampire living in their attic that they're trying to cure over the course of their adventures, and they're able to get knowledge and secrets out of them. When they find a magic item, they can bring it to this person and learn what it is. All of those resources could come from this vampire who, what if they lose control and they do have to kill him? Very interesting. City stronghold number 5 could be an ambitiously tall docking tower that the city's lost skyships once perched atop for all to awe and wonder at, but the search for these 1d4 flying relics was abandoned and the tower put up for auction. Why were the skyships lost? What happened to them? Who knows? That's an extra adventure on top of this one where the party has this huge, I imagine it almost like this giant skyscraper-like structure with all these platforms that in its age and its abandonment, it's starting to kind of collapse in on itself, or it's leaning to the side. So the party needs to secure funds to righten it back up and reinforce it. And then they have all of these big, huge warehouses or the lodgings for the crews of these ships that they can turn into whatever they want. Each character can kind of have their own little dock, basically, on the side of this huge tower. But then once you've done that, the skyships themselves kind of could become your campaign, going out and finding what happened to these skyships. Maybe there's rumors about some of them were stolen by the enemy of the kingdom that they're at war with. Others maybe got lost in the astral realm. They flew into a portal and never returned. Your party can have so much fun going out and tracking down these ships and bringing them back to build up their own caravan, that's not the right word, but their own fleet. There it is, their own fleet of sky ships. And then what do they do with those ships? Obviously, one they're going to want for themselves to take them off on their adventures, but the rest could just make them a bunch of money, which would be cool. And the final stronghold idea is probably my favorite one. It is a colossal hobgoblin siege tower that still straddles the southern wall to this very day, thanks to its near indestructible engineering. The interior levels contain hobgoblin armory and barracks. This idea was inspired right out of Lord of the Rings when the orcs are sieging Minas Tirith and the towers go up and they're big, like the platforms fall and crush into the wall and just sink, like literally sink their teeth into it. I just thought, man, how long would it take for a city to get rid of all of those? Not only to break them down safely, but then rebuild the wall. So I thought maybe there's just one tower that's just never been dealt with. It's still up against the wall. The platform has fallen down, and that becomes the entrance. Ooh, this is cool, actually. Your party would have both the entrance from the top into their stronghold and from the outside where the hobgoblins would have, entered in to siege the city. And I wanted to add in that detail of this isn't just a siege tower with ladders that the hobgoblins climbed. It has like an armory and a barracks and maybe even like a small study for a hobgoblin captain to work out of. So your party can convert all of those into their rooms and live on the wall of the city that they live in. And I think it's the coolest idea. I love the imagery of the Lord of the Rings movie that inspired it, and I think it could be a ton of fun for your group. And that's all the city stronghold ideas I have to share with you now. That list is going to get expanded as I continue to build out the Doom Stronghold zine. But make sure you go follow that project and also subscribe to the church here on YouTube, because leading up to the campaign's launch, which will be in February, I'm going to keep doing videos sharing more lists of different stronghold ideas I come up with and other tables to expand them. So later this week, I'll do a video of some Arctic strongholds. I'll probably do one of some jungle strongholds. And then further on, I'll get into some of the other tables of like current inhabitants and the dungeons beneath it and all that kind of stuff. But this is going to be a fun little journey that we're all going to go on as I get ready to launch the Kickstarter and go past it and continue to maybe do some stretch goals. I'll show off all the art that I've been working on for this project. I think it would be cool if we hit some stretch goals to do like a type of a landscape image, a sort of scene map for each of the strongholds that you could use in your campaign. But I appreciate you all for watching this video. Thank you for supporting me. I already have sold a couple hardcover copies of Monster Psalms, my previous Kickstarter, which was really cool. So I'm just feeling very grateful and excited about this year and what the church is going to do for the TTRPGs community. So thank you all for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, and we say these things in their unholy names. Amen.